All right, we are recording and ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen here. Okay, let's see if I can shrink this a little, guys. Clip trips. What's that? Okay. Income producing activities. What did I just do? I just clicked away from it. Okay. So public service announcement before I start too. I think that all of us can tend to forget about this. To make sure in Exhilarated Empire in our team page that you go to the notifications and make sure it's select all posts. So that way you're seeing all the posts that are popping up, because sometimes it'll only show you like ones that the admins are making or something, and you'll miss important posts. So make sure you go turn all those on so that you're notified about everything. Okay, time. How is time important to you? Really taking the time to, it's important to take the time and think about what about time is important to you, which parts of your life that has to do with time is important to you, and how much time you have to commit to your business. So for me, like when I really sit down and think about this, it's like, and people are going to have different perspectives, but for me, I run a daycare, right? So that means my attention is split between 10 other children all day. Cass doesn't get my undivided attention until nighttime. And even then it's what? Either bath time, dinner, cleaning, working the business as much as I can. It's trying to get whatever I can get done, and all of a sudden, boom, it's bedtime. So I really have to focus on delegating my time and making things work. And Dakota would agree that when we first became coaches, that was one of the hardest things for us. We didn't have kids at that time either, but we were always in our phones. In fact, we ended up having to put a time frame on, like 8:30 at night. It's always, we're done. We're going to bed. Well, we're not necessarily going to bed. I mean, now I feel like we do that, but it was like phones are up. It's our time as husband and wife to be together. We still have that rule till this day. It's our time with our family. We also have the rule during dinner time. That's our time as a family. But it's important to block out the times that are important to you, and the times that you have available to your business, really maximizing that time that you have available, because like I said, how important is that time to you? You don't want your family to feel like your phone is more important or your business is more important. You really want them to see that you're tuned into them when you're focusing on them, when your time is for them. But when your time's for work time, you have to work. And it's a matter of figuring out those power blocks or whatever those work hours are for you. So another thing is evaluating those times that you have. Like for me, it is very rare that I have one solid hour to sit down, right? Like for me, it's a lot more realistic that I get 15 to 20 minutes at a time. And if I'm being honest, during daycare, that still isn't even possible. So I try to maximize the time that I do have, even if it's like 5 minutes at crunch time. For one example, I do have 15 to 20 minutes when the kids are eating lunch, because Dakota and I are able to be there with all the kids, and I'll feed one baby, then I'll work for 15 minutes. Then one needs to be washed up, and then I'll go back. Like, so it's possible to get those moments to sit down. It's just really trying to maximize what I have available and figuring it out. And I think time management is one of the hardest things to do as a coach, because it's very easy to blow our time on things that don't really matter, which we'll talk about in a minute. Honey, go. Stop, please. So it's maximize your time with Power Pockets. You guys have heard me talk about the Power of Fives. Reaching out, which connecting with 5 new people. So this is like when you're reaching out, it's 5 brand new people you've never talked to. Hey, how are you? I see that we are friends, but we've never chatted. Hope you're having a great week. Look forward to hearing from you. Something simple to connect with someone and build a new relationship. You want someone new. Inviting 5 new people. Honey, come on. Inviting 5 new people to a challenge group or the coach opportunity, just sending out an invite that just straight up invites them to a group. Adding 5 new people when it comes up as suggested friends, or you can go to mutual friends of people and adding 5 new people per day to your network, to your Facebook, so that you're growing your following. Because as you're adding new friends, that's more prospects for you. Following up with 5 people. We all know that the fortune's in the follow-up. That people often forget messages, and it's important that we're there to follow up with people. So following up with 5 new people a day. We've talked about this before, doing power hours or your power blocks. I call them power pockets. So I had made this in the past where you set your timer for 20 minutes at a time. Let's say you have 20 minutes. All right, well, sit down and do these things. And don't overthink them, because it's easy to turn adding 3 new friends in a Facebook that should take 5 minutes or less to a 20-minute thing because you're stalking someone's page, right? And you're checking out all their posts and spending way too much time on it. Starting 5 new conversations takes 15 minutes to send out the same message to every person, or to make it a little more personal depending on who the person is. Creating a previous list from the previous day's post, creating a list from the previous day's post. And I went over this and shared my screen on team call 2 weeks ago about how I would go through people that liked or commented on one of my posts, and I would shoot them a message referring to that post. So creating a list of, whether you're writing it down or you guys saw that I opened up in multiple windows so I can message each individual person and thank them for liking that post and ask them if they're interested in the group. It's very quick and very simple to do. Inviting 3 new people. Again, this is 3. I said power of 5s because I think that's really the minimum you should be doing if you're shooting for a diamond. If you're wanting to make this a full-time income, shoot. I can be honest with you, I've been doing like way more than this. Just because I'm like in this, right? Like I'm ready to retire from daycare and make this a dream come true. And so I've really amped up my game. Though some days I don't have the amount of time that I do in others. So it's really just about not letting TV or whatever you're doing that's wasting time, not letting it consume you, and actually utilizing the time that you have available. Takes 5 minutes to post in your challenge groups in your team page. Creating or planning posts for later use or for tomorrow's use. So for example, I took a picture today of the deodorant that I use because I was going to post about it tomorrow, which I was going to talk about on this call too. So I'll go into that in a second. But it's, like I said, just a matter, like if you have to set a timer, do a timer. But it's a matter of getting as much as you can done in the time that you have available. So here's a power tracker example. I want to make one for our team specifically. This is just one I pulled up on Google since I literally was at the dentist for half the day today on the phone with insurance for like hours today. So I just threw one together, but I want to do one for our team specifically. But having a visual where you can write down the names kind of makes it nice. But like you're adding 5 new friends, right? So if you jot them down, you write them down here, then you know, like when you go back and look at it 2 weeks from now, okay, 2 weeks ago I added these 5 new friends. Maybe it's time I should message them. Or creating a list from yesterday's post. You know, like I was just saying, how you can message people that liked your post. You can write all their names here. Just kind of like a guideline, a chart that you can use that'll help help you with that. There's also, I meant to put it in this team call and I forgot. Let me pull it up for you guys. I know you guys can't see my screen right now, so bear with me. Okay. Stop share. Share. Okay. So in your online office, when you go to training, you go to Success Club. And if you come down here, there's a Success Club System Activity Tracker. Now this is another tracker. They talked about this at Super Saturday. If you were there, you saw it. But it kind of just gives you some chart or guideline to keep you on track to hit your Success Club goals. I know that I do a lot better with pen and paper. Most people do. So it's nice to have some kind of visual to follow and be able to take notes and something you can refer to constantly that kind of just keeps you in line. So again, if you go to your office, you go to training, Success Club System, System Club, Success Club System Activity Tracker. Okay, now back to the call. Okie dokie. Okay, it's weird. You guys are on the bottom of the screen now. I don't like it. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Okay. Dakota had this quote written down, and I was like, that's a really cool way to put it. You can't help people without making money. And you can't make money without helping people, right? So if you're doing what you're supposed to do as a coach, you're going to be making money. That reflects with Success Club. If you're hitting Success Club, you're making money, and you're also helping people. You're doing what you're supposed to do, and you're providing people with value and just being that valuable person in their life by supporting them and getting them started on something that's very, very powerful and life-changing. I was telling our Team Cup team, you know, as much as we're reaching out and we're really just chasing our goals, if you're reaching out to so many people, at some point that dam is going to break, right? Because you're building up all this water, and at some point it's going to break. So to give you an example, if you guys didn't just notice when I log into my online office, I'm sitting at Success Club 12 right now on the 7th, okay? That strictly is because of all the hard work I put in last month. It's paying off, right? Like, you might not always see instant success, but I promise you it's the compound effect, right? I've talked about the compound effect, the personal development book by Darren Hardy, like so many times, because you're building up. At some point, it's all going to start flowing in. You just got to be putting in the work every single day and not letting it defeat you when you get ghosts or when you get people that say they're going to sign up on Friday and they fall through, because that's always going to happen, no matter if you're top coach in the company or the last coach in the company. It's going to happen to everybody. So it's really important to be very consistent every single day, and it will pay off. Utilize trackers that we were just talking about. Teamzy, Google Sheets that I showed you guys last week. Pen and paper. I did want to show you guys really quick how Teamzy works. I could do that on a separate call. I think I'm going to do that a separate call, but I'll show you guys really quick so that you have an idea, because I told you guys I was going to start sneak peeks, right? Or Teamzy back up, because I had stopped it. And then I decided to start again. So to give you guys an idea of what Teamzy does. It's pretty cool, because when you first get a Teamzy account, which I'm paying, it's $30 a month, and well worth it, because it keeps me organized and it reminds me of the follow-ups I need to do and the goals I need to hit. So when you first get your account, it's going to ask you what your income goal is. And that's like, okay, if you want to hit that goal, hey, stand up, you're okay. You need to be reaching out to this many people, this many, This is what all you need to be doing, right? So that's your goal every day. So you can upload all your customers from your Team Beachbody account in here. You can upload all your Facebook friends in here, so that, like right here, prospects, this is all my Facebook friends right here, like this whole category of prospects. And then I would go to customers. That's all my Team Beachbody customers, okay, because I uploaded all my customers from my Team Beachbody, my online office. And then I upload all my coaches for my online office, so those are all here. And then it reminds me of follow-up. So these are people that I messaged earlier this week, and I asked it to remind me to message them again in 2 days, because I sent out an invite, right? So like what you would do is, let's say, I'll show you guys real quick. Let's say I sent this girl an invite. I would paste what I said right here, okay? That's obviously not what I said, but I'm showing you an example. What I would do is I would select here. It was a Facebook message. It was an invite to a challenge group. I would click that. Well, I'll just show you guys. And then it says I can select it to remind me to message her again in 2 days, 4 days, 1 week, whatever I want. There's also scripts in here. So I made a few of my own, but like there's scripts. It's not letting me move this to show you guys. Let's see. So this is an example I put in here myself. This was someone that is a customer lead of mine, and I had never gotten email back from her, and I found her on Facebook. So I sent her this message, and I made my own script. There's a ton of scripts in here that you can use and, you know, change it to however you want it. So it just kind of gives you ideas and something to go by. So let me take this off because I haven't messaged her yet, so I don't want to do anything there. But it's pretty cool because it keeps you can select these, which I haven't selected any of mine yet today, but it's cool because you have a certain number each day of each category to keep up with, right? And then you have to add, you have like a section where you can add 3 new people, and you just add people. There's like training tutorials it goes over. It's pretty cool, like very, very detailed. It helps keep things organized for you, and just kind of keeps you in track. And if you miss a day, it's not gonna like do anything to you. So I really like it. It really helps me feel more organized because I'm not as organized as I should be. Okay, back to our call. Okay. Every single day, and I was just telling you guys about the importance of that, of consistency and how it pays off. Get rid of your busy work. So it's what I was just talking about, your mindless scrolling, pouring tons of times into posts. I don't know. I know Dakota has a hard time with this. Sorry, babe, I'm calling you out, but it's very often that I'm like, you're still typing up that post, right? Like, because he puts so much time sometimes into his post. You're going to raise your hand, aren't you? I have something to say about that. But really, you know, I mean, sometimes I pour some time in my post. That's okay. It's just a matter of, like, I think if you plan your post, you know what you're going to post about, and trying to be careful and diligent with the time that you have instead of spending 45 minutes trying to type up one single post. Stalking people or watching stories. I know stories was something I struggled with for a while. I would watch everyone else's stories instead of actually using that time to work or maybe even posting to my own stories. So thinking about those little things they really do steal your time. And before you know it, you're like, holy crap, 25 minutes just went by. Like, how did that happen? Getting out of these things in this box is like extra things that we just don't think about that really do steal our time. And not just time, but our confidence, or so getting out of your own head and stop saying how and just do the work. I can't tell you how much of a time waster that is, because you easily, like, I just had someone on our team actually today told me that they just haven't done anything because they don't know what to post about. Okay. And I get that because I've been there, but that's the problem, is that she's let months and months go by that she could have done so much with her business because she's afraid of that she's going to say the wrong thing when she makes a post. Well, part of what we do is posting about our life and being vulnerable. It's not like you're going to say something wrong. It's our life. And it's just a matter of just doing it and being vulnerable about it, but also like just know that people are going to relate to you, and you just got to do it and stop making the excuses. You don't have to be perfect. You just, like, you're not going to learn if you're not doing it, right? Like, Dakota just said something because we just came on our 6-year coaching anniversary, and so we've had stuff popping up in Time Hop of how we used to post as new coaches, and it's like, Lordy, how did people let us get away with posting stuff like that? Like, they were so salesy. We would put the most ducky collages together from pictures of Google. Like, it was just, but guess what? Like, we never were like, I don't want to post because I might do something wrong. We learned from it. We learned that that's kind of icky. And we learned how to post and how to talk to people, how to post on Snapchat or Instagram. It's all about doing it and just learning. And stop with the comparison game. Sorry, I'm struggling to talk. So, like, I used to struggle with that, and the fact that I would watch a lot of top coaches' Instagram stories, and I was constantly like comparing my journey to theirs, my success to theirs, my fitness compared to theirs. And that will defeat you quicker than anything in this world, is comparing yourself to someone else. I could easily get defeated because another coach that just signed up a year ago is making quadruple what I am. But guess what? That's not me. That's not my journey. My journey's been completely different, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Everybody has their own story, and you can't compare yourself. You've got to get out of that mental funk. And part of that is your personal development, right? We talk about that all the time. I'm a big advocate for spiritual development, and Dakota would agree with me there, how much that's helped. Cass, are you eating a beach bar? Oh my gosh. Okay, one thing that'll help with your time with your posts is mapping out what kinds of posts to make and planning them for the week. So for example, what days of the week are you going to post a coach opportunity post? What days of the week are you going to post a challenge group or coach sneak peek post? Or I talked about how I took a picture of my deodorant because I'm going to post it tomorrow. Because one of my things on my color wheel is holistic health. I love holistic health. I don't post enough about it, and so I need to do it more. So I took a picture of my deodorant so that I would have it on my phone so I can actually make a post about it, and I have a plan for it. Travel. I went back and found pictures from our last cruise and made a post about that and made it into a coach opportunity post. So I kind of combined my travel, my love for travel, and my love for coaching into one post and posted about that since we're going on our cruise in 2 weeks. So just an example of like having an idea. Like I said, I like to post about the coaching opportunity at least twice a week and a challenge group post twice a week. So it's a matter of knowing what days you're going to do those on so you'll actually do them, because before you know it, you're like, oh, yesterday was Thursday. Because I know how it is, especially being pregnant. Okay, so the final step is really planning ahead with your rank and or income goals in order to maximize your time and to get rid of, create all those income activities, right? Income producing activities is to have a destination, a goal of where to get to and how to get there. So you take some time, sit down. If you got to get to diamond, what do you got to do to get there? And when do you want to hit it by? Okay, so like, let's say you're like, I want to be diamond by summit. Okay, you need to be emerald by, well, you could be emerald in a week or two. And you want to be ruby by, we're in March, the end of April. And then you want to be diamond by the end of June, right? Right before summit. You got to have dates and set them out. Have your diamond graph ready. Have your list of names, your prospects that you want to reach out to about coaching. Have everything mapped out. Reach out to your coach, tell them your plans, or even reach out to your coach and let them help you and guide you to get there and map your way to success, because the only way you're going to get to your destination is if you have a map to get there. You fail to plan, you plan to fail. Say it all the time. So that is all I had to say. Babe, did you have anything to add? You're muted. Unmute. Nope. Unmute.
I did it.
What?
I was saying I did it. Oh, hold on. Before he was.
You gonna show off your new hat?
What? Oh, your new hat?
Yeah.
Sorry. I was gonna say, like, when you're reaching out to people, like, I was at a few weeks ago, you guys know, most of you know, I was like at a point I was just saying I didn't know what to do, and like reach outs and everything were like I just wasn't doing them because I was letting it overwhelm me. I don't know if you guys have paid attention, but in the last 2 weeks I've signed up 4 coaches now, not counting other challenge packs. Just from like just doing it. And it, like Danielle was saying, like 15 minutes to reach out to 5 people. Guys, it doesn't take that long. I have now got it down, just buckling down, doing it. I form a post. It's saved in my Evernote, or not a post, but I form a reach out that I send everybody the same one nearly. I just change it up based off the person a little bit here or there. But I can now, like, just because it's just copy and paste. So you literally can pull up a tab, paste it to them in a message, send it, be over with. Don't think about it. You'll overthink it. And don't worry about people's responses. Like, that was another big thing of me. Like, I've reached out to these people a few times. Well, you know what? I listened to one of the top coaches here, Ashley Molstad, wasn't it? She's top coach in the company right now. She doesn't care if the people aren't responding, or she doesn't care. She's
Kate
gonna.
Schultz.
Oh, Kate Schultz, well, she's still one of the top in the company, either way. But she got over, like, she doesn't care how many messages she sends them. She's gonna keep sending them messages until they either respond, block her, unfriend her, or decline, or whatever. So if they're ghosting you and reading them, she's just gonna keep sending them. So that's what I'm doing. I haven't worried about, like, there's some people, like, literally that I've had respond that hasn't responded to me in like 4 messages, and I'm sending straight up coach invites is what I'm sending. And then I default to the challenge packs and just joining us for the like fitness and everything. Because if you invite them to, like, so if you invite people to, like, join your challenge and they turn you down, you can't really, like, reach out to them about coaching, because they've already turned down your products, they've turned down the fitness. Where if you lead with coaching, you can always default to the challenge pack, or not even, you can always default to just bot. I've sold just bot. Because it's not my goal is to just sell. It's my goal to help them. If they're buying bot, I don't care if it's only bot. I'm still helping them if they couldn't, like, commit to something at a greater expense. So that's my goal, is helping people. But anyways, I've just we usually get about 15 to 20 minutes at the end of every day, right before we have to, or not at the end, but before we wake up daycare kids every day at 3:30, and usually I end up get to sit down after everything's done. We got the house clean, we got our workout in. I usually, literally, it's almost on the dot every day. We sit down at about 3:10 or 3:15. So I got 15 to 20 minutes to power through, and I've been sending out almost straight up 20 coach invites in those 15 minutes. Is my goal every day. If you've got something typed up, like saved in Evernote, that's what I recommend. It's free. It's amazing. It syncs to your, like, everything you have it downloaded on, sync to your phone, your tablets, your computer, and it uploads, like, and like as soon as you change a note in there, it changes immediately to your, like, every device. Like, it just automatically does it, and you have it in there for whatever changes you have. So I've got a few different invites that I have saved, and I literally just copy and paste it and send to them. I don't think about, like, I don't worry about what they're going to think anymore. I'm just sending them because I know, like, what my sole purpose is down. It's not just to sell them something. It's not just to sign them as a coach. It's to help change their life. If someone doesn't need help with health and fitness, which is very rare, because, like, almost 90% of the U.S. is obese and overweight, not counting any other country out there. So I know they need my help. It's just whether they know they need it or not. And then as far as the business, not many people don't struggle with money. They need my help there too. So either way, I'm trying to help people. That's my goal. I don't care what people think about it. Today, I literally had someone respond to me. Like, it was a challenge group invite. It wasn't even a coach invite. And, like, it's a very nice message. Like, I have Danielle check all my messages. Just overlook them. They're very, like, they're not blunt. They're not salesy. It's just me reaching out to them. Hey, how are you? Or they are blunt. They're to the point. But she responded nicely, unfriended me immediately before I could even respond. I didn't care. That's not someone I want on my team. Whereas even 2 months ago, I'd have been like, I'd have let that get me down, and I didn't today. I really don't care. That's her missing out. That's how I look at it. So just keep moving forward. Sorry for my rant.
That's okay. I brought up a good point that then another thing too that can be a time waster is when you are sending out your invites, do not respond to anyone. Okay, so just blast out all your invites and get that done first. And once that's done, then you can spend 20 minutes or whatever responding to messages. This is a business, right? So if you're just constantly at everyone's beck and call and instant to respond, it's going to control you. It's literally going to consume you, because we've been there. I used to feel like I had to respond right away. Huh?
No, go ahead.
I used to feel like I needed to respond right away, and it literally controlled me. But now I just know that I have to get those invites done every single day. So I blast them all out in the morning, and then afternoon when I have time, I respond to messages. I'm still getting back to them a few hours later. It's not like they're hearing from me a whole day later or a couple days later. It's just there's a little bit of time. But that's how I can maximize my time and be most efficient with it. And know that I'm getting a lot done that way. So it's making me more efficient, and I'm getting more time with Cass because I'm delegating my time. It all goes back to delegating the time that you have and making the most of it.
So what I was going to say for an example is, so once I got it rolling, like with my invites and stuff and started getting messages coming in and everything, I spend my mornings with my 15 minutes that I get at a time. I'll respond to those messages first thing in the morning. That way I'm caught up with them. But then my next thing is I'm straight up sending invites. And if people respond while I'm sending invites, like she said, I don't respond to them. That's not my priority right then. My priority is to get my invites out. Like she said, this is a business. If I get distracted with those messages, you literally can be consumed messaging back and forth, especially if you're messaging even just three to five people. Because some people will respond immediately every time, and you're thinking you just have to keep responding, and it sucks out all your time. You get no invites done, which your invites is that's how you build this business. If you're not inviting, you're not going anywhere. So they're crucial to get done and to set time frames up if you need to do that. Like I have, that's how I have to delegate it, or I get sucked into the messages, sucked into not getting anything done, like she said.
Okay, that's all I feel like you just repeated everything I said. So
yeah, well, I was giving examples like what I do, the time frame. Like my mornings, I follow up. After that, I do invites. Or my mornings, I respond to messages. Evenings, I follow up. Whatever.
I was just gonna text you. Like I think you just repeated every word I just said.
I wouldn't have opened it. I'd have ignored it.
Yeah, thanks. Delegating your time.
Yep. Your to respond to your message was not important right then.
I think he just blocked you.
Right. I unfriended you.
I noticed too, after you do the inviting, and then with my challenge, my the app, I was able to save some time Sunday by putting all my every day, because you can schedule your posts every day. I take from the challenge guides, and just put a little note in there or a recipe, and it's already done. It took me about maybe a half an hour. So my whole week, I don't even have to really think. I do go back and do personal comments and congratulate them if they did their workouts, but I don't have to go and actually maintain it every day. Because
Are you using Facebook's schedule for that? Because I haven't done that in probably years, but I should start doing that again.
I did on my first group, but now I'm using the tracker app, and that also schedules. But you can schedule on Facebook as well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I used to do it back.
The challenge tracker app makes it so easy. It's just like click, 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 click.
Yeah.
It actually has the guides in it, so you can just go to the guide, because it has that option, and you can just pull up whatever you want. And the challenge group I have right now is BOD, so I have them doing any program they want, and we just kind of talk about each different program, so it kind of gives other people ideas to do their programs.
Yes.
So it's called the BOD Squad, the first one I did. So they're loving it so far.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop the recording.